Assalamu alaikum, welcome back on my channel, dear viewers. Okay, so before starting this video, I would like to recommend you guys to watch my video on exercise 9a if you have not watched it yet, because that will help you understand this exercise in a much better way, as I have explained all the concept of factorization over there. So this is kind of similar, but some of the questions may vary where we have to decide strategically which pairs we are gonna combine together to come up with the correct factors. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, looking at this question, we have x squared plus 5z plus xy plus xz. Okay, in the previous exercise, what I did was I did the first division of the first two. I split this into one part, and I come up with the factor. But in this case, when I will do so, I will see that these two have no any common factor in between them. So what I can do is I can pair it with some other term that has some resemblance or that has some common factor with it. For example, if I look at this and if I look at this, these two have x in common. And if I look at this one and this one, they have z in common. Okay, now let's start it so that we see whether we are doing it correctly or not. X squared plus xy, I have merged these two together, and then yz and xz, so that I can come up with the factors. Okay, now let's look at these. These two have x's common, right? X, as I told you in the previous video also, that the variable with the least power is the common, basically the highest common factor. So x will be here and one of the x will be here, and plus x multiplied by which number is y? X multiplied by y is xy, right? Now in this case, I have z is common, plus z is common. Plus z will be written here, then in the bracket I have y, because z multiplied by y is zy, and plus z multiplied by x is zx. Okay, and if now that I see this and this, are they the same? X plus y and y plus x, these are the same. These are basically commutative. You can, if you write x plus y or y plus x, this means the same thing, because these two are commutative. By commutative, I mean if you add, for example, 2 plus 5, and if you add 5 plus 2, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 5 plus 2 is 7. You will get the same answer. So it's your choice whether you choose this one or this one, but you will write only once. Like we have the common factor as x plus y, and what remains is x and plus z. So I will write x plus z over here, and this will be my answer. And I can say that these two are the factor of this expression, right? Okay, now coming to the next question, I have to look carefully at this one. Can I see something that is similar in these two? No, these two have no any common factor. But if I look at this and this, they have a common factor, which is x squared. Moreover, I can see that this and this are basically like term, and this are basically like term. Let's write it together. 5x squared plus 3x squared, and then I have 3y squared and 5y squared. Okay, now one thing I can do is I can take x squared as common, because x squared is here and x squared is here. And another thing I can do is I can add these directly, because these two are like terms, right? Okay, let's do this thing. Let's take common. 5 plus 3. And then here I have plus y squared and 3 plus 5, right? Now I will write x squared as it is, and 5 plus 3 is 8, right? And plus I have y squared, 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, now if I look carefully, I have 8 common here as well as here. So I can take 8 outside the bracket, and inside the bracket I will write the remaining terms, that is x squared plus y squared, x squared plus y squared, and this will be my final answer, right? Okay, now coming to the next one, I have to decide which pair I'm gonna select, and if I don't come up with the correct answer, for example, then I will try another combination. Okay, right now I am trying this combination and this combination. Let's see if it works or not. AB plus DB, and then I have minus CD minus AC. I can see that B is common in both of these, so B will be written outside the bracket, and then I have A plus D inside the bracket. Then between these two I can take minus as common, because in the previous video I also told you that usually we take minus as common when it's in with the first term. Okay, now in these two I have C as common, and in the bracket I will have D. Minus plus is minus, and minus plus is minus. Again here I have plus, and then I have A. Okay, now again look carefully. I have A plus D here and D plus A here. These are not different, these are same because they are commutative. So I can write A plus D, I'm choosing this one, and B with minus C, B and minus C, because this is common, this will be written outside. A plus D multiplied by B is this, and A plus D multiplied by C is this. This is how you do it. Okay, coming to the next one, I can see bracket, but in the bracket we have a different expression. So that means I have to multiply these, because bracket shows multiplication, and then I will come up with the factors that are correct. Now AB multiplied by x squared is ABC, multiply this with this with this, AB x squared, and then plus plus is plus, AB y squared, and then you have xy multiplied by a square is a square xy, and then plus plus is plus b square xy. Now it's up to you if you write it xy b square or xy a square, that's also fine. I have just written it alphabetically, so I have that's the reason I have done this step. Okay, now let's see, how can I make the combination? If I look at the first two, I have the pairs, and in the second two I also have some common factors. Let's try the same combination, and if it does not work we can try another one. Let's try this one first. Okay, we have AB in common, so in the bracket inside we will have x squared plus y squared, because complete AB is written outside, so we will be left with x squared and y squared. Now here we have a plus common, and I can see xy here, I can see xy here, which is common, xy, and in the bracket I have a squared plus b squared. Now see, I again received the same question, because what I was doing was I directly did the same thing which was in the question. That means we will not do it this way. Now I hope so you got the answer, that we can't decide the 8 factor which is not common. See, this and this are not common. I'm again getting the same question. So what I can do is I can pair the first with the third and then try. Okay, let's try it. A b x squared will be paired with this one, a squared xy, and let's pair this one, a b y squared, with b squared xy, b squared xy. Now let's try it. I have a and x here, I have a and x here. A with the least power will be taken common, a and x, right? And here I will be left with b and x, right? And plus ax is already written outside, so I will be left with a and y. And in this case I have b, and then I have y, so by is common, by, and then I will be left with 1a and 1y, because 1a is missing here and 1y is missing. Then plus by I already have written outside, so I will be left with b and x. Okay, now look carefully in this bracket. I have a plus bx here, I have a plus bx here, I have ay here, I have ay here. It means this time the combination is correct. Oh, I'm sorry, you were unable to see this, so I am going to explain this again. abx squared will be combined with this one, okay, and aby squared will be combined with this one. That's what I did here. And then you will split this and look at the factors. Ax is common in between both, and I am left with b and x, and plus ax I have written over here, and you are left with 1a and 1y, so you wrote it here. Then you have a by that is common in between these two. I've written by here. Then I'm left with 1a and 1y, so I've written it here. Then plus bx. Okay. Now I can see that this bracket and this bracket are completely the same, because bx plus ay plus bx, these are commutative. That means they are the same. They are the same terms because ay has a plus sign here, ay is a plus sign here, bx has a plus sign here, bx has a plus sign here. So I can write bx plus ay as common, and I can write this one because this remains ax and this remains plus by. So this will be my correct answer, right? Okay, coming to this question. Okay, if I look at this pair, this already has these two common and this already has 8 as common, and I think it can work. So I will write a as common and I'm left with 1a here and plus 1b here, right? And plus 8 is common in these two and I'm left with a and b. Look, it worked because a plus b is common in both. So I will write a plus b as common, and this a and this 8 are left, so I will write these two together and this will be my answer. Okay, so coming to this question, what I can see is this has no any common factor, these two also, that means I need to combine. Okay, now I need to try which combination works for me. For example, if I do this with this, because L is common in between these two, let's try it. KL minus NL and then minus mn with km, minus mn plus km, right? Okay, now I have L as common and I will be left with k minus n, and here I can take minus m as common because m is here, and then I will left with n and minus is plus, right? Minus k. Okay, now you have to look very carefully because I got a bracket where I have k minus n minus k. By looking carefully, I can see that k is a positive sign here, but k has a negative sign here. N is a positive sign here, but n is a negative sign here. That means this is not the correct combination. For it to be correct, here we must have k minus n, and here also we must have k minus n. Not a minus sign with k and a plus sign with k. That means this combination is wrong, right? So what we can do is we can try some other combination. First we did this with this. So what we can do is we can pair this with this one, right? So let's try this one. KL plus KM and minus MN and minus NL. Let's try this combination and see whether it works or not. And in this way, you will come up with the concept for this topic, that why is it necessary to these two to be the same, because we have to come up with the common factor, right? Okay, in this case we have k as common, and in the bracket I am left with L plus m, and I can take minus n as common because n is here and with the minus sign, and inside the bracket I have m minus plus is minus, right? So here we will have plus L. Okay, now looking carefully, I can see that L plus M plus L are the same because they are commutative. So I can write one of these, L plus M for example, if I choose, and then I have, this is remaining with this, K minus N. So this will be our correct answer, right? Okay, now coming to question number 7. Let's look at this if we pair up directly, because I can see 5 is the highest common factor and x as well. So let's try this combination. If in case it does not work, we can try some other combination just like we did previously. So we have a 5 and x common here because x 1 is with the least power, this one, and here we have 1 x because x multiplied by x is x squared and 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. You don't need to write 1 here, you can just write x. 5x multiplied by x is 5x squared, and you have minus 5 is 25, and you are left with z. And now here I can take minus 7 is common because 7 is the highest common factor. 7 divides 7 and 7 divides 35, and I can take y, and I'm left with x, and minus is plus, right? Minus is plus. So I will write minus here, and 7 multiplied by 5 is 35 and a z. Now see, this and this bracket are the same. That means I'm doing it correctly. So x minus 5z and 5x minus 7y will be the answer. Now, for example, in exam, if one of the combination does not work, that means you have to try another combination. You have to not stop there. You have to try another combination and come up with the correct factors, right? Okay, now looking at this one, Now looking at this one, we have a bracket here and we already discussed that bracket shows multiplication. Now it's better to multiply these because we cannot see any other common between this, this and this. So it's better to multiply it. A square b, and then we have minus, plus is minus, 2a multiplied by 1 is 2a. Minus minus is plus, 2a multiplied by b is 2ab. I multiplied this with this and I multiplied this with this along with this sign, right? And I have a minus 4 as well. Okay, now let's see, I have a common here and here. I have 2 common here and 2 is common here as well. If we try this combination directly, let's see whether it works or not. I have a is common in between these two and I will be left with 1a and 1b minus 2, right? Because I have already written a outside. And here I have 2 is common and ab will be written inside because 2 multiplied by ab is 2ab. And minus 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, right? See, I got the same bracket, that means I'm doing it correctly. So it will be ab minus 2 and we are left with these two inside the bracket, a plus 2. And this will be our answer. And these two are basically the factor of this, because when you will multiply these two together, you will get the same answer. Coming to this question, it is similar to question number 8. That's the reason I chose this. And we will be solving the other question, that is question number 9 till question number 20 by using the other rule, which is to break the middle term. So that's the reason I'm not including it in this video. I will make a separate video for that. So let's do question number 11. Question number 11 will be x squared minus plus is minus and minus plus is minus ax, a multiplied by x is ax, and minus plus is minus, b multiplied by x is bx, and then you have plus a b, right? Now in between these we have x is common. If I take this combination directly, let's see if it works. X multiplied by x is x squared and x multiplied by a is ax. And if I take minus b is common, because b is here and b is here as well, and then I will be left with x minus is plus. So it will be x minus a again. See, I got the same answers in the bracket, so that means I'm doing it correctly. X minus a is one factor and x minus b is another factor for this question. Okay, so I've chosen one last question for this video, which is question number 16, and it's done in the similar way. That's the reason I chose this. So it will be again px squared. You see a bracket, so you will do the multiplication. Now this time you have a plus. Plus is plus and plus is plus. Pq multiplied by x is pqx with a plus sign. Now see, plus minus is minus, minus plus is minus, and then you have 1 multiplied by x is minus x. Okay, now you have a minus q here. Now we need to do this carefully, because I can see that these two have no any common, but these two have a common. Now we can also try it with one. Let's see, I got one more combination which we can do. Let's see, if we decide this, what we have to do is, and we decide these two, what we have to do is, x will be common. Let's write it first. Px squared minus x plus pqx minus q. Alright, in this case I have x as common, so it will be x into px minus 1, because x multiplied by 1 is x, right? And in this case I can take plus q, and then I have px and minus q multiplied by 1 is q. So here I got px minus 1, here I got px minus 1, so that means we are doing it correctly. So px minus 1 will be one factor and x plus q will be one factor, and when you will multiply these two, of course you will get the same answer which was here. This is how we do the factors, and even you can try this one and see whether it works or not, these two combination, and in that way you will have more practice of how questions are solved. So thank you so much for watching. I will be coming up with the next video for the remaining questions, question number 9 till question number 20. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel.